What's up, guys? Cannabis Review TV, and I'm here to talk to you guys today about Amendment 64. Wow, Amendment 64. It just passed yesterday with 55% of voter support here in Colorado, and that is the legalization measure that would amend the state's constitution here to allow for recreational use of cannabis by adults aged 21 years of age. I said that twice, or older. And wow, I'm just really excited to hear that this passed. Honestly, I didn't think it would pass. Yet another part of me thought for sure it would pass. So I was really conflicted on election day and really excited to see these results come in such a positive way, and really made standing in line and waiting to vote worth it. We also seen two other states come on board this year in 2012. Washington's Measure I-502 has also passed, which is a legalization measure that allows for possession up to 1 ounce and sale of cannabis to adults 21 years of age or older. And we also seen Massachusetts. They also received medical marijuana in their state. So I forget what the measure was called, but I do know that they are the 17th state to become a medical marijuana state. So that is also very exciting. But in this video, I just want to give my first thoughts about Amendment 64 and talk about it. And then I'm going to come back in another video with my girl, and we'll break down like the details of it and everything like that. And then we'll go from there. I'll probably do like a video where I speculate and just talk some more about it. But anyways, yeah, Amendment 64, wow. Right off the bat, I do know that the measure would go into effect July of 2013, and then the retail stores and all the licensing and the businesses will be allowed to open up January 2014. So this is really awesome. Now, it's going to be a really tough battle, though, because as you guys know, cannabis is still federally illegal. So hopefully we see the implementation of this amendment to the Constitution realized in full, and we see it actually enacted as the voters wanted it enacted. And that's what I'm hoping for. I hope we see a bunch of stores. I hope we see a little bit different regulations on the medical side and a whole new recreational industry startup and all that good shit. But I'm kind of afraid too at the same time that they might just decide to just decriminalize it, kind of like it already is, but statewide, and just to try to implement some of these measures. I don't know if they're going to go full bore or not. It really depends on the relationship between the regulating body of the state, in my opinion, and the feds. And I think we're just going to have to see and wait and watch how it all plays out. But either way, in my opinion, I'm still very, very excited for Amendment 64, and I'm stoked that it passed, because we can't just sit around and accept the status quo and wish that the legalization movement, and wish that everything would be better. We actually have to go forward and try to make it reality. And I think that's what the writers of Amendment 64, as well as all the other legalizations initiatives this year that I supported, are really trying to do. They're trying to move this forward and realize the next step in this movement. And right now, this year was a crucial year for that, because we really just captured and garnished that support for this before it disappeared. And in my opinion, it's only growing stronger. But and I think too, maybe because everyone's seen what happened in California, and see what could happen when we're not all on the same page. So I don't know, I'm just really happy that Coloradans were able to all get out and vote on this. And I think the measure too for the tax money for the schools really helped bring some of the other folks, adults around that may have been on the edge. They're like, well, I don't smoke cannabis and I don't want this affecting my kid. And then they see that and they're like, well, I can get new laptops or maybe some new shit for school. So I think that helped the vote out too. Although I'd like to see that money put somewhere else. I think it's great it's going back into the public education system. There's like squirrels over here just throwing nuts to the ground. I don't know if you guys can hear the rattling of the leaves as they drop, but kind of interesting. It's a really beautiful day outside today. It's November 7th here in Colorado. It's like 70 something degrees, so I figured I'd do this video outside. Came out here to the park and started filming. It's absolutely perfect weather right now. But yeah, Amendment 64, man, I'm really excited to see that it has passed, and I really would like to see the realization of this this piece of legislation fully enacted, and to see the will of the voters and the people here in Colorado, to see our voices actually heard, and to see this industry manifest and grow. And I know this is going to be great for the state, man. Shit's going to be booming out here in Colorado. I already know so many people who want to move here. So many people were thinking about moving here for various reasons, and they hear that, and it's like just seals the deal, and it just sets the tone for everything else here. So yeah, man, really, really excited. Amendment 64. We have a long way to go before anything actually happens. So, I mean, it's still good. We do have the medical system here. The Amendment 64 does not affect medical marijuana in Colorado. And in fact, businesses who would like to, they could either do medical or they can do private retail sale commercially, and they have to pick one or the other, from my understanding. And I heard that the dispensaries will actually have a kind of like a first dibs on some of the first licenses that get passed out and everything. So it's going to be interesting to see how many medical dispensaries jump off into the for-profit industry, and how many really try to stay and operate truly on a medicinal sense for the patients. So that's also going to be interesting to see. And this moment in time, history, period, this is the first time either Washington or California, whichever one you could say passed first, and whichever one will get realized first in the state, by the people and everything. This is the first time in history that we've seen the repeal of cannabis prohibition since it was brought on over 80 years ago, and even less than that, 40 years ago worldwide. Around 1970, the whole world just kind of followed suit with the Western culture, and they just locked down on cannabis use. So this is the first time we've seen a full legalization for-profit measure passed. You can argue that they've legalized it in some European countries, but they haven't really. They've just decriminalized it, and even in the Netherlands, it's not really fully legalized. So this would be awesome. One other thing I forgot to mention too, you also have the right to grow your own plants, up to 6 plants in an enclosed space per person, as long as you are 21 years or older and a Colorado citizen. So this is also very, very awesome. They recognize the fact that people might not just want to buy their product, but might want to grow it, and they should have the right to do that. It should be like tomatoes, in my opinion, although it is psychoactive, so maybe regulated a little bit more, but no more than alcohol. And I don't even think it should be as regulated as strenuously as alcohol, excuse me. In fact, I think people should actually tax alcohol more because of all the public damage and destruction it causes to property. And I think I remember one time they suggested that we have face scanners at dispensaries. Well, I think that is just completely unnecessary. I think where we need those face scanners is in liquor stores, personally, to keep repeat DUI offenders from purchasing alcohol. That's a subject for a whole nother video. But yeah, pretty much, man, those are my thoughts on Amendment 64. I'm really excited to see it passed. I really hope it gets realized. At the same time, I'm cautious as to how the law will get interpreted, and how it'll actually be practiced, and how it'll actually be enforced. And I'm also cautious to see how the feds will react to Amendment 64. So these are some of my concerns as well. So very, very positive, and just a few cautions. But overall, very excited for this measure to pass. This is a very solid piece of legislation, and I'm very, very proud to say that I voted for it, and that I'm here in Colorado to see the realization of the legalization of cannabis. So that's all for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more. I got a bunch more videos coming up here on the channel, so please subscribe if you haven't already. And if you like any of the videos, favorite them, share them on your Facebook, tell your friends about them. Be sure to like, comment, everything. I'm trying to get the word out there. So yeah, cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. As always, stay tuned, stay stony, and stay subscribed. Peace.